Hello, good people of the pathway. Mr. Klein here. Today we are going to be analyzing a sample of students, which is you, and using the results of our sample to make some pronouncements about students at BHHS. Okay, so 71 of you pathway members filled out this survey right here that you can find under this spreadsheet a couple of weeks back. Answering all sorts of important questions like what is your sex, your grade in school, your hair length, are your memes weird, and then a whole bunch of stuff about your health, right? And what you're going to be doing today is looking for relationships between the variables. You're going to need a few things out. First, you need to make a copy of this document right here. So if you haven't done that already, go ahead and pause the video and do that. The other things you're going to need are this document so that you know what the problems are, and you will need your formula sheet. Now, over the last few weeks, we have looked at 4 different kinds of tests. There's the one sample Z for a proportion, the 2 sample Z for a proportion, the chi-square goodness of fit test, and the chi-square test for independence. And you're going to need to figure out for each one of these problems which test you are running. So let's talk a little bit about that. I think this is going to be helpful for you guys. If you look at this column right here, it says, what will the data look like? All right. So the first thing that I want you to notice is that if it is a one sample Z proportion, one of the giveaways is going to be that you will have one column. All right. The other possibility where there will be one column is the chi-square goodness of fit test, right? So both of those are going to be one column. The difference between this one and this one is this. For the one sample Z, you're going to be given a single proportion, like 1%. Whereas for the goodness of fit test, you're going to be given a whole bunch of proportions, 3, 4, 5 of them. Okay. So that's the difference between those. Now, what if you are given 2 columns of data? So if you are given 2 columns of data, you are either working with a 2 sample Z test for a proportion, or you are working with a chi-square goodness of fit test, right? So 2 column data, it's either this or this. Now, how do you tell the difference? It's pretty simple. If both of the columns have only 2 categories in them, like yes and no, or male and female, if there's only 2 categories or 2 outcomes, 2 levels, then you know you are doing a 2 sample Z for a proportion. However, if one of the variables has multiple categories, like hair length is described as being short, medium, long, very long. It's got multiple categories. If any of the variables have multiple categories, then you are doing this. All right. So with that in mind, I want you to read the first problem and then watch the video that's going to walk you through it.